stock down, who would you say, whose stock fell?
Alfred Collins, man, listen, I understand that he's a rookie. I get that last year was the most football that he's played since he was a senior in high school. And a lot's been going on. He just made it into the NFL, blah, 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 blah. My man, his technique, man, like his feet, he shuffles and dances with his feet when he gets engaged with offensive linemen. He gets absorbed by offensive linemen. He doesn't have a second move. He doesn't necessarily have a rush plan either. He doesn't do a good job at disengaging off of offensive linemen in the run game. There was a couple of plays where he just got completely thrown off the line of scrimmage, and it's a problem. On top of it is that his motor is not really there. I just, he's got to do more. He's got to fight harder. And my thing is that a lot of his issues are technique things where he thinks that he can play his way. And he's not playing Coach Salah's way. He's not playing Coach Kaceric's way, where I know Coach Kaceric is not telling him to jump flat out of his stance and start dancing back and forth with offensive linemen and getting pushed out of his gap. He's not playing with a flat back. He's not getting off the ball. He's not using strong hands. It's a problem. On top of the fact that he's getting tired. Okay, so his stamina's not there as well. It's a problem. Alfred Collins, his stock is down. There needs to be more. He looks like, dare I say it, Javon Kinlaw.
Yeah, worse.
He does. It's just the truth. Now, does that mean that he doesn't splash and we don't see why he drafted him? Of course you see it. There are a lot of opportunities that you see where he does his job, and if the play is coming right at him, he'll make it happen. But you can't just get blown off the ball. That's tape. That ain't opinion. Go back and look at it. You can't get thrown around. That's a problem. He doesn't. He stands straight up. His pads are all. He doesn't have good pad level, so it's a problem. He needs to get better.
That's a good call. I'm gonna go with the run blocking in general. I think they couldn't run the ball. Corey Kiner had the one good run of the day, but everyone else was under 3 yards to carry. And I don't think it's because they're all bums. I thought Jeff Wilson Jr. actually ran pretty hard and was decisive. I just didn't think there was that much room to run. And when Trent Williams is out there, there will be, for sure. But you take Trent Williams off the field, I don't know how they run the ball. They couldn't run against freaking the Raiders. And again, it wasn't because of the running backs, in my opinion. So Trent has to play, and I'm curious to see what happens at left guard. Aaron Banks wasn't great, but he was solid. And now you got Connor Colby, Ben Barch. Run blocking is what we know that the pass protection will be, and Kyle will scheme around it, and Brock will sort of buy time, but the run blocking is supposed to be good. And it wasn't today, and it won't be with Trent's not out there. So that, I guess.
I agree. We don't really have a north-south run game. We go to the sidelines. We're kind of like a run to a point of attack team, and I get that. But we got to put some teeth to the offensive linemen. Sometimes you make things really hard when you make us run from sideline to sideline early in the game when everybody's still fresh, right? It's like fighting for a corner or a point of attack where everybody still has their legs. That's hard to do. I just wish that sometimes we would just run through the A-gaps, a little bit of duo, I wish that we would just run a little bit of gap scheme, just allow these guys to put hat on a hat and
I know that's what offensive lineman wants to do on the first play. Can I hit him? Do I have to run? I just want to hit him. I'm bigger than him. Let me wear him down.
Yeah, I don't like how we do that in the run game, and I see why. In certain instances, I can understand that Kyle isn't necessarily confident that they can do certain things in the run game, but it's a problem. It's primarily the tackles, Grant. It's the tackles. I know that Jake Brindle's not out there yet, and he's going to give us he's going to give us everything to talk about when he plays. But right now, if you're just looking at the two games, we don't have tackles.
No, and what's my issue with Kyle Shanahan's offensive line and his run scheme, outside zone is effective. And, every scheme has strengths and weaknesses. The weakness of the outside zone, it's a finesse scheme. It's not physical. You're not pushing people. You're not displacing people. You're not creating a new line of scrimmage. You're just outflanking people, which is cool. But I guess one issue that I would say with Kyle's teams is sometimes they're a little soft. And it'd be nice to have like a power element with your team somewhere. Your running back is small, your quarterback is small, your offensive linemen are small, your cornerbacks are small. It'd be nice to have one powerful element. It used to be Debo. It was your wide receiver. I think that's lacking.
Yeah, we're just not. One thing about it, I'll tell you this, is like, if you're not going to be one thing, you have to be the other, right? So my thing is that if you're not going to be strong, then you got to be fast. And we're not a particularly fast team. That's a problem. No. We're not even fast by process. We're one of the slowest moving offenses in the NFL. So something's got to give. One thing that I will say moving forward is that when that starting offensive line gets together, we're going to have to start early and fast with the run game. Like, we can't just pick at it. And I think that's what Kyle is trying to do early on. You see him like really delving into the pass game early. And I don't know, we may be another passing team this year.
Could be.
You, man.
Could be. I got one more. And maybe he's not stocked down, but I want to talk about him. Mac Jones, 13-16 with a pick. And so he's thrown 2 picks in 2 preseason games. I've been really praising him in camp. And one of the things he hasn't been doing in camp is throwing picks. Really, that's what Brock does. But then Brock comes to the game and he's a gamer and he doesn't necessarily play that way. And it's interesting to see Mac sort of be the opposite early on. Like, in practice, he's a machine. In games, he gets a little greedy, or he has so far. And I wonder if it's just a natural byproduct of what he's been through and what he's trying to prove. But I think maybe he just do a little less. Because 13-16 is pretty nice.
Yeah, I think that's why Mac is here. You're starting to see the reason why. It just takes a while. He's a little reckless with the ball, especially with just fitting things in. One thing I did think about Mac is that he's very conscientious as a passer. You can tell that he knows the offense, but his process gets the best of him sometimes because he telegraphs. He really focuses on his knowledge to be able to move as fast as he needs to. You can tell when he has to create or do anything off the fly, everything slows way down, right? And that's where you get those picks, where I think he's actually has to use his real brain instead of what he knows in his process. So I agree. He does need to tone it down a little bit. He'll be fine.
Deshaun DeVoe says, so Grant, when's the cage match going to happen between you and Lombardi? King Drizzy says, I'm a little worried about our LB2. I'm less worried about it tonight than I was yesterday.
Because of Nick Martin?
Yeah. I also saw I don't know if you guys noticed this, but wide 9 gets gashed against the run sometimes, particularly against teams that do the zone read. Saleh had a bunch of 5-man fronts out there today. And a lot of times that 5-man front had Nick Martin on the freaking line of scrimmage, which makes me feel like he's going to be the strong side linebacker this season. And he made it, I think one of his TFLs came from that position.
Yeah.
It's nice to see a little change up. It's nice to see it.
I like that. Yeah. See, this is the shit that we tune in for. Great. I bet nobody tonight
no one noticed that.
Mentioned that Saleh went 5-man fronts. And you know what? You're good, you.
I mean, look, I'm a Robert Saleh enthusiast. I'm always interested in his creative choices and what he's trying to do to counter offenses. And I mean, we've all been talking about the wide 9's weaknesses for years, particularly against heavy run schemes with quarterbacks who are involved. And it's like, where's your changeup? Well, we saw it tonight. And they have more. They have other 5-man fronts with like 3D tackles. They haven't shown it yet. I've seen it in practice, but it makes me feel like the defense is in good hands. We got Nick Sorensen. He felt like he wasn't using common sense. He was afraid to make an adjustment or a decision or a change. It's like he had to run everything by Nick Bosa or something. This is Robert Saleh's baby, and he knows what he's doing.
I like that. Let me ask you something. I know that you praised Robbie Chosen. We talked about Ricky Pearsall. I don't even know if we're going to cover Brock, but he looked like a starter. He looked like the $50 million man tonight. Came in,
really good.
Lights out, in and out. How much stock do you put in the fact that we probably went against the worst secondary in the NFL?
I got to put some stock into that. I mean,
you do.
Like he did what he was supposed to do, and he looked really good.
Okay.
But freaking Pete Carroll. Like
They're
not just
bad.
it's not just the players, but it's the scheme. And like Kyle Shanahan's been like coaching circles around Pete Carroll for about 10 years. So that's sort of what it was supposed to look like.
Oh yeah, all right. I just had
but I'm
to
not
put
knocking
that
him.
out
I mean, it
there.
was really nice. He had no running game. He was super precise. He's a good player. It would have been nice to see him put the ball in the end zone, the red zone, but I don't put that on Brock.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know.
I like Brock. Brock's a really good player. The question isn't, is he good? The question is, can they win a Super Bowl paying him that much money? Maybe.
That's the question.
That's
I think Brock is a good quarterback. You know, so I agree with that. Can they win with? And now that they paid him, can they win with him?
And that's really depends on how well they draft. Like the reason that the Eagles won a Super Bowl paying all this money to Jalen Hurts is because they drafted Jalen Carter, Cooper DeJean, bunch of guys on defense they aren't paying yet. Loaded. And the Niners aren't there yet, but if Nick Martin, Upton Stout, all these guys come through, then they could be. Bone McCollum says Alfred Collins has been nothing but a liability so far. It's embarrassing. All that yapping in the offseason about getting paid just to disappoint. Yapping.
Yeah, that'll put a target on your back, man.
It's true.
But I didn't get why we drafted him. I know we can't, he's ours now. But when we drafted him, I was confused because I don't get it. I know he stops the run, but he doesn't seem like that all-encompassing defensive lineman that the Niners have that does it all. Stop the run. I could rush the passer. I could run sideline to sideline. My biggest thing with him is that I think he may have to lose a little bit of weight. He looks a little clunky. We'll see.
Hey, at least he's out there, though. Michael Williams, not out there.
That's true. That's true. We just
there.
lost my boy CJ West.
Because it's like, look, Michael might be good, but man, there's some really good players who got drafted just a few players after him. And the Niners could have gone O-line. They could have gone D tackle and then gone a different direction around 2 instead of Alfred Collins. I'm not saying they messed up, but there is a lot of pressure on those two guys to do something soon.
Our only thing is that we gotta hold judgment because I think Kyle is saying it best. The common denominator with all these injuries is that nothing is season ending.
Sure.
So we gotta see when they come back.
And his whole like approach to this season is judge us by week 12. We're gonna be a whole different team by week 12.
He said that?
He said that on Sirius XM radio the other day. He's like, look, who we are week 1 is going to be way different than who we are week 12. So hopefully by then we'll be able to like find a way into the playoffs and then anything could happen. It's like,
did he just RFK us autism and be cured by September? Did he just
you didn't hear that? I can't get over that he said that on Sirius XM. It's like, all right, man. Well, if you lose to Seattle, no one's going to say like, well, Kyle called it. Kyle really had the pulse on his team. It's not that good of a team. Like, nah, man, beat Seattle.
Yeah, they got to win. This season is inexcusable for them not to be trying to go to the playoffs, period.
King Drizzy says, I know Purdy didn't play much, but MVP candidate 2025. Hell yeah. Him and Moody. Bo McCollum says, I must ask from the both of you, once this season is done, whether we win the Super Bowl or not, and we have to replace one of our tackles, do we draft Isaiah A. World from Oregon? Man.
I like
a little
him.
ahead of yourself.
Yeah, I mean they may be forced to have to draft a tackle early, depending on if we got to pay Colton McKivitz, which I don't think that we're going to pay what he grabs in the market, and when Trent leaves. So yeah, we definitely got to go get a tackle. We may have to get 2 tackles next year.
Real quick, was anyone else interested in seeing what Chip Kelly's offense looks like? I mean, we saw him with the Niners. He went to UCLA for like 7 years, went to Ohio State. Now he's an offensive coordinator. I was so curious, like, what's different? Well, he doesn't go hurry up all the time for no reason anymore. There's some huddles in there. But other than that, the whole offense is out of the pistol or the shotgun. They have like 1 personnel grouping and like 2 formations. What is that?
It's the same. It's going to get picked apart, bro. Like I tweeted that this was a mid-off because it was like 3rd quarter and he kept running the same formation. It's like, bro, this is so boring, bro. Chip Kelly, they're going to struggle, man. People are going to pick that offense apart.
The thing about Chip Kelly, he's like a BlackBerry phone in 2020. He's so outdated. But the thing about him, when he was effective in 2007, 2008, his whole thing was we're running zone read. Inside, they're running the same play 3 times in a row, but we're going to do it so fast that it's going to work. because you're not going to get lined up correctly. You're going to get tired. It's college. Your players aren't that good. We can literally run the same play over and over and over again without any thought and win. You can't do that shit in the NFL.
No,
You can't do that shit in the NFL.
These are the best minds in the game. It's low-key insulting that you think that you could do that, where you think, oh, you know what? The the elements of the game will take care of our offense. It'll be in our favor, right? You won't be able to keep up because it'll be raining outside. It's like, come on, dude.
And this is what Pete Carroll needs to retire. No offense, man. You're a hell of a leader, and you've done some great stuff, but like your defense sucks. It has sucked for 10 years schematically. Everyone beats it. You haven't changed it since freaking Bobby Wagner was on your team. And Chip Kelly's the best offensive coordinator you can get. He is the best offensive coordinator you got to go, man. Sorry. Got to go.
Yeah. Remember that movie, The Old Guys?
Yeah.
It's giving Pete Carroll's whole coaching staff.
Yeah.
You ready to do this one more time, Danny Glover? Let's go, Al Pacino.
Sofa Potato 88 says red zone will be better when Trent and CMC are in. Agree. Killa says, I'm not even going to say that. Who's your favorite rookie so far?
CJ West.
Dude, 5 of them were out today.
I mean, if healthy, Jesus, I'm Marquis Siegel.
Siegel's been good. Martin was
Nick
fun
Martin.
today.
Yep.
The healthy one is my favorite rookie. The healthy one. You
guy.
name me who that is. Moody ain't fooling me or Grant. No Cowing. Where was Cowing today?
I don't know. He didn't play at all. He's been MIA.
Yeah.
Is Kyle
the coach and Grant are my favorite
guys?
analysts. I don't know, man.
Let me ask you this. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Have the 49ers had a hard camp?
No.
All right.
No, they haven't. I think they've tried their best to well, what happened is players got hurt, and now you're down 10, 15 players, and Kyle's like, all right, well, I don't want to overwork the guys out there. And I feel like they keep having shorter and shorter practices. Then they go up against a team like the Raiders or the Broncos in a joint practice that's been practicing longer and doesn't have these injuries. And it's like, oh, you're the soft team. And what's crazy about the Niners is like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they were the team that when they faced you, win or lose, you're going to lose the next game because they beat you up. They're not that team anymore. No. They're the team that gets beat up.
Yeah. I'm sensing it. Like all of the energy of, the young guys playing, them not putting any money into the offensive line, especially when it came to what's that guy, that center that we lost in the Drew Dahlman? Us trying to pick him up, and then come to find out, you know what it's giving? Dude, it is giving T-Moo season, dude. This is T-Moo 2026. We are not a real franchise. We're not. They're saving money, bro. We're $90 million a dead cap, third in the caps with cap space, dude. And we got all of these renter players. We're mid.
Let's compare them to 2019 when they first got good. And that year, the core of the team was young and hungry and not paid yet. There were certain vets on the team, but Bosa, Buckner, Armstead, Kittle, Debo, these are all guys who are on the way up. Warner hadn't gotten paid yet. You need that. Now the Niners, the core of the Niners team, they're all really good players, but what do they have to prove? Like, they're businessmen now. It's a different mentality, and I feel like that's what's changed with the Niners culture. There was like a bully culture. Like, we love playing football. We want to hurt you. We want to be physical. Now it's like, man, I got to protect myself. My neck's kind of sore. I didn't really practice today. Like, not to single out Nick Bosa individually, but he's practiced once in the last 2 weeks because his neck is sore. But then you see him out there before the game. He looks great. He looks phenomenal. But it's
it just, I don't know. We have a kind of like we'll be ready when it's time. Like we'll be able to flip the switch, like turn it on and that never works. That's what is scaring me, is that it's like, oh, we hold out Trent, we'll hold out Nick, we'll hold out Fred. They'll be ready. They'll be ready to turn it on when it's time to turn it on. But it's like, I feel like the whole team can't move like that.
No. And those are the guys who are setting the example. Like, do you really want Upton Stout to take that example? Do you really want Nick Martin to get that example? Like, hey, if I'm pretty good, I'll blow off my responsibilities. I'll do what I want to do. Like, that's not the culture you're trying to make.
Dude, 10 seconds. You know what's sad is that before the 2019 and up early regime and all of the players, they were riding off of a legacy that was before them to be able to say that, you know what, we're the tough guys, almost in a little way taking a little bit of Coach Harbaugh's regime of we're the bullies of the NFL now. And it was cool to take that and steal it and move on. Almost kind of like Fred stealing Quan Alexander's whole swag. But now what's even weird is that
with it.
he wasn't true, but even that's so true. He made it big. He made it a lot line. He made it a hot song. It's the truth. Fred elevated it. But now, in a way, what's kind of weird is that now we have almost a new generation of players that are operating off of the success of us not winning the Super Bowl. Almost kind of like that, those 2019 to 2023 to 2021 year, where guys like, think about this, guys like Jair Brown, he hasn't done anything, but where's his confidence come from? All of those times where we had early success going to NFC Championship games and Super Bowls, right? Guys like Drake Jackson, who washed out, who never really got it together because it was like, oh, I'm gonna be good. I'll be able to fit into these guys. It never worked out, right? You got guys like who even came here, like Javon Hargraves, who came here and profiteered off of, oh yeah, these guys are good, but it's like you're riding off of like a third party legacy. And it's getting weird because they haven't really closed anything out yet.
Right. And you think these guys come and they think they're like good by proxy because they're on the Niners. Like, man, the Niners aren't really the Niners anymore. It's a whole different team. Inglewood Class 89 says Niners front office thinks offensive line isn't important, or they think it's easy to find, or that they just need solid starters. Bowen McCollum says, do we trade Brandon Ayuk for Terry McLaurin and also give them a second-round draft pick or possibly a third? Brandon Ayuk played with Jaden Daniels in college and has also made it clear on social media he wants to be there. I think the Niners have also made it clear that they're not trying to spend much money, and they would have to give Terry McLaurin a whole lot of money, and he's not young. 30. So I don't think they're going to do it. I was into the idea, but hey, you saw Brandon Ayuk running around today. What'd you think of that?
I think that the Niners, once again, maybe hurt themselves because aren't you not supposed to be working out with players that are active if you're on the PUP?
Yeah, how's that work? I don't know. I noticed he made a nice cut, but it was off his left foot and he injured his right leg. So I wonder how far along he really is. I would still imagine between weeks 6 and 8, 10. I don't know. Nakfa says, did you guys see the fan who flipped off Moody?
Yes.
I swear it wasn't me.
He had on the Nick Bosa jersey. You saw that?
Nah. Sean Shepard, haven't heard from you in a minute, man. What's up? How did they hire Geyer Haben instead of you? Because Guy's great. Will you forgive me for my Isaiah rant if I say, hey, Grant, then give you a hug? Anyway, Moody is going to blow it when we need the win. Kyle owes a favor. Thank you, man. AK Roll 65 says, put this super chat on black for me at Caesars. $2. Yeah, good luck. Our secondary got burned. Lenore and Jair. Lenore?
Oh. Did you see Lenore get put on his ass? He needed that. He been chirping all summer, boy.
Genty did, right?
Yup. You got put down by a rookie because you're going to eat that stank, don't it? You got to eat that. It's the truth, man. He needed that.